In previous video, we discussed about concept and working of series inverters. In this video, we are going to discuss about concept and working of parallel inverter. The concept of parallel inverter is very simple. That is the inverter in which the commutating elements are connected in parallel to the load. Those type of inverters are called parallel inverter. Now we are going to discuss about working of parallel inverter. Coming to introduction of parallel inverter, the inverters in which the commutating elements, those are nothing but energy storage elements, inductor and capacitor are connected in parallel to the load. Those type of inverters are called parallel inverter, and the parallel inverter works on the principle of class B commutation. Here class B commutation is one of the type of the forced commutation. Commutation is nothing but the process of turning off the thyristors. That is, the parallel inverter works on the principle of class B commutation. Means depending upon the class B commutation principle, we are going to turn off the thyristors in the parallel inverter. This is about the introduction of parallel inverter. Coming to circuit description of parallel inverter, the parallel inverter circuit consisting of two SCRs same as series inverter and commutating elements. Commutating elements are inductor and capacitor. In series inverter, these two inductor and capacitor are connected in series to the load. But here the commutating elements L and C are connected in parallel to the load, transformer and load. This entire thing is supplied by the constant DC voltage source VDC. This is about the circuit description. This is the circuit diagram of parallel inverter, which is having two thyristors T1, T2 and commutating elements inductor and capacitor and transformer. This one is a transformer and load. This entire circuit is going to supplied by the constant DC voltage source VDC. Here the primary winding of transformer is going to divided into two equal parts. That is, this one is the first part which is having n number of turns. Similarly, this is the second part which is having n number of turns. Generally, for DC supply, the induced EMF across the transformer is 0. Here we are applying the DC and we are using the transformer. Generally the induced EMF of transformer for DC is 0. In order to get some voltage across the transformer, we are connecting inductor in between DC supply and primary winding of transformer. Due to the property of this inductor, we are going to convert this DC to AC, and this AC is going to apply to the primary winding of transformer. Then we are going to get some induced EMF across the transformer. Means the property of inductor is which does not allow sudden changes in currents. Due to that property, this DC is going to becomes increases, means charging of inductor, and decreases discharging of inductor. Increases and decreases, increases and decreases, that is charging and discharging. This is output of the inductor. This output going to apply to the primary winding of transformer. Then transformer and parallel inverter going to works for DC. Coming to working of parallel inverter, the working of parallel inverter depends upon the two operating principles. First one is the dot rule and second one is the transformer principle. I think everyone know the transformer principle. That is, same amount of voltage can be transferred from one place to another place or from one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency and power levels. That is nothing but transformer principle. Coming to dot rule, according to dot rule, if the coil is divided into two parts, if some amount of voltage is produced on the first part of the coil, same amount of voltage can be induced on the second part of the coil. That is nothing but dot rule. For example, consider this is the coil. Due to the flowing of current in this part, that is, this coil is divided into two parts. Due to the flowing of current in this part, if some V1 amount of voltage is induced in this part, okay, according to dot rule, same amount of voltage can be induced on the second part of the coil. Means in this part also we are going to get the same amount of voltage, means V1 and same amount of voltage V1 going to get on the second part of the coil. This is nothing but dot rule. Depending upon these two principles, we are going to discuss about working of parallel inverter. Consider the first case of working a parallel inverter. In this case, at time t is equal to t0, we are going to apply the gating pulse to thyristor T1. Going to apply gating pulse to thyristor T1. So thyristor T1 starts conducting. Due to the conduction of thyristor T1, there is a path for current from source to load in the direction of VDC plus inductor, transformer terminal A, terminal A1, and capacitor, thyristor T1 and VDC minus, that is in this path. In this path, current is flowing from VDC plus to VDC minus. In this case, in the primary winding of transformer, current is flowing from terminal A to terminal A1, means total amount of input voltage is appears across in this part. Now according to dot rule, same amount of voltage going to appears across the second part of the primary winding, that is from terminal A to A2. Same amount of this voltage is same as the this voltage according to dot rule, that is nothing but this one. This is the voltage across terminal A to A1 and this is the voltage across terminal A to A2. These two voltages are same, that is same as the input voltage VDC. Okay, that is according to dot rule. Now if we observe, this capacitor is connected across the primary winding of transformer, means total primary voltage appears across this capacitor. Okay, total primary voltage here is VDC plus VDC, that is nothing but 2 VDC. Total this voltage is going to appear across the capacitor, that is VC is equal to 2 VDC. Now according to transformer principle, transformer transfers the total amount of primary voltage to secondary voltage, that is V1 is equal to V2, that is nothing but this one. And here load is connected across the secondary winding. So here secondary voltage V2 is same as the load voltage, that is V0, that is nothing but this one. V2 is equal to V0, and we already know primary voltage, total amount of primary voltage is same as the voltage across capacitor. So finally we can conclude that V0 is equal to Vc is equal to 2 VDC. This is the first case of working of parallel inverter. In the previous case, current flowing in this direction. So capacitor starts charging with the polarities like this, that is positive and negative. After complete charging of this capacitor, this negative polarity is connected to thyristor T1. So thyristor T1 comes into off state and positive polarity is connected to anode of thyristor T2. So thyristor T2 comes into forward blocking mode. In this case, at time t is equal to T1, we are going to apply the gating pulse to forward blocking mode thyristor, that is T2. So T2 starts conducting and allows the flowing of current from source to load in the direction of VDC plus inductor L, primary winding terminal A, terminal A2, capacitor C, thyristor T2, VDC minus, that is in this path. Here this is the VDC plus and this is the VDC minus. According to dot rule, current is flowing from terminal A to A2. So same amount of input voltage is appears across this part of primary winding. Same amount of voltage going to appears across the remaining part of the primary winding, that is this one. According to dot rule, this part voltage is same as the this part voltage, that is nothing but input voltage VDC, and total primary voltage is summation of this part voltage and this part voltage, that is total primary voltage value is 2 VDC, and capacitor is connected across the primary winding. So same amount of voltage appears across the capacitor, but the voltage across capacitor is minus 2 VDC. Why? Because in previous case current is flowing in this direction, but in this case current is flowing opposite to the previous direction. So the voltage across capacitor, total primary voltage is appears across the voltage across capacitor, but as a negative voltage. Why? Because opposite direction of current. Now according to transformer principle, total primary voltage is appears across the secondary, that is V1 is equal to V2, and load is connected across the secondary winding of transformer. So V2 is equal to V0, and we already know primary voltage is same as the capacitor voltage. So finally we can conclude that V0 is equal to Vc is equal to minus 2 VDC. This is the second case of working of parallel inverter. In the previous case, current is flowing in this direction, that is capacitor starts charging with polarities like this, that is positive and negative. This negative polarity is connected to anode of thyristor T2, so thyristor T2 comes into off state, and positive polarity is connected to anode of thyristor T1, so thyristor T1 starts conducting, and it allows the flowing of current from source to load in the direction of VDC plus L, primary winding terminal A, terminal A1, capacitor C, thyristor T1, and VDC minus. That is nothing but in this direction. That is, this is the VDC plus, this is the VDC minus. In this case, current is flowing in the primary winding part A, A1. So total amount of input voltages appears across this part, that is A to A1. That is nothing but this one. According to dot rule, same amount of voltage going to appears across the second part of the primary winding, that is A1. Voltage across A1 is equal to voltage across A2, that is equal to input voltage. And total primary voltage here is summation of this part voltage and this part voltage, that is nothing but 2 VDC. And here capacitor is connected across the primary winding of transformer. So total primary winding voltage is appears across the capacitor, that is V1 is equal to Vc. And according to transformer principle, it transfers the total amount of primary voltage to secondary winding voltage, that is V1 is equal to V2. Here load is connected across the secondary winding of transformer, so V2 is equal to the load voltage, that is this one. And we already know total amount of primary voltage is appears across the capacitor. So finally we can conclude that V0 is equal to Vc is equal to plus 2 VDC. This is the third case of working of parallel inverter, and same procedure repeats for the remaining time intervals. Now by using this analysis we are going to draw the output waveforms. The working of parallel inverter is very simple, that is the primary winding of a transformer is divided into two parts. Due to the flowing of current in one part, same amount of input voltages appears across that part, and according to dot rule, same amount of going to induced in the remaining part of a primary winding, and total primary winding is the summation of first part winding voltage and second part winding voltage, and that primary voltage is appears across the capacitor. Why? Because capacitor is connected across the primary winding. And according to transformer principle, transformer transfers the total amount of primary voltage to the total secondary winding voltage, and load is connected across the secondary winding of transformer. So primary winding voltage is equal to secondary winding voltage is equal to load voltage, and primary winding voltage is same as the capacitor voltage. So finally we can conclude that capacitor voltage is equal to the secondary winding voltage is equal to the primary winding voltage is equal to the load voltage. Now by using this analysis we are going to draw the waveforms. Very simple. Now by using above analysis we are going to draw the waveforms. Here Vin is the input voltage which is having the constant magnitude VDC, and Ig is the gating pulses which we are going to apply to the thyristor T1 and thyristor T2, and V0 is the output voltage and Vc is the voltage across capacitor. Initially at time t is equal to T0 we are going to apply the gating pulse to thyristor T1. So it starts conducting, and voltage across load is equal to the primary winding voltage, and primary winding voltage is equal to the voltage across secondary winding. So the voltage across load is equal to plus 2 VDC. This is the voltage across load due to the conduction of thyristor T1, and this voltage, output voltage, is same as the capacitor voltage. So we are going to get the plus 2 VDC as the capacitor voltage. At time t is equal to T1, that is after complete charging of capacitor, at time t is equal to T1, we are going to apply the gating pulse to thyristor T2, this one. Due to the application of gating pulse to thyristor T2, capacitor starts charging in opposite direction. So we are going to get the minus 2 VDC as the voltage across output as well as voltage across capacitor. This is the minus 2 VDC voltage, that is voltage across load, and this is also minus 2 VDC voltage, that is voltage across capacitor. Again, after complete charging of capacitor in opposite direction, again at time t is equal to T2, we are going to give the gating pulse to again thyristor T1. So due to the conduction of thyristor T1, we are going to get the plus VDC as the output voltage. Similarly, plus VDC as the voltage across capacitor. Again at time t is equal to T3, again we are going to apply the gating pulse to thyristor T2. Same cycle going to repeats for the remaining time intervals. These are the waveforms according to above analysis of parallel inverter. This is the concept and working of parallel inverter. In the coming video, we are going to discuss about voltage control methods of inverter, that is nothing but PWM techniques. Thank you.